Hello, everybody. Welcome. I feel good. I do. You know, for those of you who follow along enough with my videos, you'll know what my constitutional kiss is. And if for those of you who don't, a constitutional kiss is to keep it stupidly simple. Stupidly simple. Because we've all been dumbed down, indoctrinated, toxified, poisoned, and most everything we know is a lie. So, all you truthers and freedom fighters, you're looking for a solution to get out of that matrix, to get out of that enslavement, that enslavement system of governance. Where here in America, we have British agents controlling our judicial, that control our Congress and our Senate, control our counties, control our cities and our towns and our villages. And we're paying the price. And I'm an old man. I was born into it. My mom and dad were indoctrinated. My grandparents were indoctrinated. This has been going on for a long time. So there's a huge effort. So I'm going to share something, and it doesn't matter where you are in the freedom movement. If you're into assemblies, if you're into Russell J. Gould, if you're into General Tanner, if you were Bonds for the Wind, if you were Chris Hauser or David Straight, if you follow Yusuf or Alfonso for those administrative processes, doesn't matter where you are in the freedom fighting movement, you're in a rabbit hole somewhere. Whatever you're chasing, the Constitution, the original Constitution, on and on and on, all these rabbit holes, all this study, creating paperwork, trying to figure out who you're going to send it to, where it's going to have any effect. All of you, I want you to consider something. In my previous talks, I'm talking about Colgate Science Review Committee, Global Science Review Committee. And I put a link in there. You can go read the article, and it's in the description of this video. It's in the description of this video. You can't regrow your gum tissue. Now, when I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation, it was written in the United States National Library of Medicine, if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever, it's not coming back, or something very close to that. And Colgate was advertising with it. Now, I've been really struggling with how to show everybody the pictures. All right, I got these pictures. I do this. I try and hold them up there steady and focus them in, and I struggle with tech so much, but I think maybe I came up with a kiss here. So let's see. I want to see if I can get to this video here. Looks like I can. All right, so I'm going to mute it. I'm going to close the live chat, and I'm going to open up the description. All right, now right there in the description is a link for that article by Colgate, January 9th, this year, 2023. All right, we're going to expand this, open this up. We go down here. Holy cow, right underneath, get your Americans Notice of Liability on the services page. There's a live link there. Before, when I was putting it in, I wasn't putting the HTTPS : / I was just doing a www, and it wasn't making it a live link. So at any rate, it's a live link. So right now, you're watching this video just like I'm watching the video, but I got it paused. While you're watching it, you can click on oralhealthwithcannabis.com, and the video will keep playing for you. It'll just go to a small screen. At least it does on my phone, not when I have it paused. And then you can get right there to the website right now. Right now, while we're talking, you can get there to the website, and on the home page, you can see these pictures. Now that's gum tissue rejuvenation. It's gum tissue rejuvenation. Now, one of the primary causes of gum tissue loss is plaques. You can also on the homepage see pictures of calcified plaque removal. This was done in a dentist office. This evaluation. Right now, you can be on this video, and you can be at the website on the homepage looking at these pictures. Now, for your safety, cannabis has been criminalized. It has been through a lot with legalization in that slave system of governance. And for our safety, we have these terrible encounters with policy enforcers. And for our safety, they're going to invade our privacy. For our safety, they're going to destroy your life. For your safety, they're going to put you through a system. For your safety, you're going to be in jail. For your safety, you're going to be in prison. For what? For something that is essential for human health. Cannabis formulations are essential for human health. That is it. That's all you need to know. Cannabis is essential for human health. For man, I got to stop saying human. Cannabis is essential for man and mammal. For the health of man and mammal. Period. Science cannot rejuvenate gum tissue. In May 2016, the National Institute of Health ignored my intellectual property and funded a study with $1,800 million to rejuvenate gum tissue. The title of that study was Revolutionizing the Root Canal. They really didn't give the reason in the title for the main purpose of the study. But the main purpose of that study was to find another way to rejuvenate gum tissue, because it was the first or second paragraph of the results of that study when they were released in the spring of 2019, which I can no longer find on the internet, failed to regenerate gum tissue. That was their word, not rejuvenate, regenerate. Cannabis rejuvenates lost gum tissue. Science can't do that. So instead of trying to figure out how to be, how to beat the system. What if you give half the effort that went to bonds to the wind, or the truckers driving to DC, or any of these other things? What if you come together and show this private member association that operates outside of government, the American Dental Association, that there's a way to prevent calcified plaques, oral calcified plaques. There's a way to prevent it. And plaques are a primary cause of gum tissue loss. Gum tissue loss leads to bone loss, leads to loose teeth, sensitive teeth, decaying teeth, extracted teeth. A lot of pain, a lot of misery, a lot of suffering, all needlessly, when you can remove and or prevent the plaques. So now what paperwork do you need? You got the website here. And in the meantime, I've shown you how to create formulations, how to use it in all different ways, whether it's neat, whether it's in a carrier. You can be documenting for yourself, and some of you have. So why not take that approach? There's a guy over here in Kalkaska, Michigan, who really just wants to be in business and just be left alone, and provide a marvelous product to the world. For health, but for your safety. Cannabis is regulated seed to sale, tracked and traced. Just like you got those servants out there for your safety. Well, a lot of times they'll plant cannabis. We've seen that in video after video. For your safety, they're going to plant cannabis when they've pulled you over without a warrant. Yeah, that is an arrest when they pull you over. They turn those emergency lights on. There's no, they're creating the emergency. They're invading on your privacy. But you see, people are going down all these rabbit holes, studying all this stuff. How do I know? Because I have too. However, I really like to keep it simple. A constitutional kiss. Keep it stupidly simple. We have average 15 million root canals per year in the United States of America. Apparently, the ADA has no proof that a root canal tooth is safe, and there's overwhelming evidence in the scientific community that every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. That every dead tooth is a toxic tooth. And I know that getting my toxic teeth removed has given me the ability to restore my health. And I know that my younger brother died from poor oral health. And 15 million root canal procedures in America. I don't even want to try and count that. What about all the cavities? What about all the tooth cleanings? What about all the scaling? Oh my goodness. So for your safety, you see, for your safety, Government's responsibility is to make sure that that public store that you enter is built and located to a standard of safety for you, for you to be able to park safely, for you to be able to move about safely on that property, for you to move about inside and out of that facility safely. It's well constructed. That's the safety responsibility for governance, because governance is there as our servants to do our work, not to control us, not to harm us, not to allow private member associations like the bar, British Accredited Registry, the AMA, the American Bar Association, private membership association operating outside of government, has infiltrated our judicial system and turned it into a kangaroo court of assumptions and presumptions and statutes and acts and codes and rules and regulations that don't apply to you. And this has gone on for generations, and there's been multiple bankruptcies and corporate banking constitutions, and just a ton of confusion. And people are trying to sort it out: state, national, American national, a man on planet Earth. Everyone's trying to figure, well, all this paperwork, all this struggle. What about? Let's just keep it real stupidly simple. Calcified oral plaques are the major cause of tooth decay, gum tissue loss, bone loss, loose teeth, tooth loss, root canals, partials, implants, dentures. And what if you can avoid all of that? Just like this. Something this simple. That's simple. This also puts a protective coating on the teeth that's impermeable to acidics. So all you truthers out there, you guys, your right to travel, your right to carry, your assembly, your W-4, your bonds for the win, you're a trucker, you're a Chris Hauser, David Strait, Yusuf, Alfonso, whatever rabbit hole you're going down. It's full of tricks and traps, and in and of itself, generally just not going to be a solution. But there's no denying the harms of poor oral health. The Surgeon General from the year 2000 said you cannot be healthy without good oral health. Colgate, read the article. The first cause they have in there for gum tissue loss is plaques. Why is it the first one on the list? I'll tell you why. Because it's the primary cause. It's the primary cause for your tooth decay. Now we have euphoric formulations, non-euphoric formulations, and all kind of formulations. All kind of formulations. All kind of morning formulations, all kind of evening or nighttime formulations. Formulations that will help you with your sleep. Formulations that will help you to wake up and be energetic and have a clear, active mind. All kind of formulations. So think about it, all you truthers, all you freedom fighters. You all got a mouth. There's nothing to argue about there. You assembly people, you can't make up your mind, between, like Anna von Ritz and this other, whatever the other ones are. You got major groups like Liberty Alliance, a National Liberty Alliance, done incredible work. Dead end. I mean, time and time again. You all got a mouth. There's nothing to argue about. Everybody's got a mouth. And I imagine, the vast majority, I've never heard anybody not growing teeth. I've heard of crooked teeth, too many teeth. But I've never heard anybody not getting teeth. Teeth are kind of important. We all deal with our oral health. And what's the primary cause of poor oral health is bacteria causing plaque, and plaque and bacteria causing harm to your teeth, to your gums, to your bones. And the world's top scientists say it's impossible. But it's not impossible. I show you the proof. I have testimonial. And there will be more. And you can all do your part because I've shared with you how to do it. Many different formulations, whether it's neat right out of the syringe, whether it's non-euphoric, whether it's in a carrier like a glycerin or some other carrier. I've explained to you about, you want to know your source, the quality of your material, quantity. I've talked to you about what you can expect if you're completely endocannabinoid deficient. Those of you that have experience with cannabis and you're not affected, you're all good. But there's a lot of people that are completely endocannabinoid deficient. So I've explained how to dose, when to dose, the circumstances to create, so that you build up your endocannabinoid system so you don't have those bad reactions, those unwanted reactions, all curled up on the ball, like a ball on the floor, feeling like you're going to puke your guts out, or so dizzy that you can't stand up, or hallucinating, or these are unwanted effects that people get when they experience THC because their endocannabinoid system is malnourished. Once your endocannabinoid system is nourished, you're just not going to get high. It just doesn't happen. You'll have to go look for something else, some psilocybin or peyote or ayahuasca, mescaline, So, how simple is that? We all got a mouth. We all have to deal with the dentist. Science says you cannot rejuvenate gum tissue. I say bunk. I prove it to you. Right now, you can open up that description, go hit the link, go right now to the home page, scroll down, look at calcified plaque removal. That was done in a dentist office that I had never met, completely independent evaluation. But unfortunately, that dentist is in hiding. I'm going to come forward because the dentist is petrified that government will destroy that dentist's life. So the dentist is going to keep on allowing harm. I created a command letter. It's on the services page in the documents section. I've done a couple of talks on that command letter. You can own it. You can inform your dentist. And if you serve that command letter on them, well, then you're commanding that dentist to do one or two. You're commanding that dentist to do an investigation. Why? Because that dentist has a responsibility to provide you with the best possible services, the best possible care, the best possible treatment, the best possible prevention to poor oral health, right? They're public healthcare providers, right? So they have a duty and a responsibility to that, don't they? But I mentioned cannabis to them, and it's like the fear, it just crushes them. The fear of the DEA, the fear of the ADA, the fear of the bar absolutely crushes them. So they won't do nothing. But yet they're responsible for your oral health. And the doctors are no better. The doctors could come forward too. The doctors could say, hey, I recognize this as a prevention. I'm going to recommend this to my patients so they don't have to go to the dentist as often. But the doctors really don't want to do that because they want to keep treating you and they need you sick. So with your poor oral health, you get sick. And what happens? You go to the doctor. And then what? Well, then Big Pharma gets involved, right? And of course, the bar is involved in all of it. So what happens if you just own your authority and you come together to stop causing harm for every one of us? Don't need to do no study. It wouldn't be much paperwork regardless of what you're doing. You have all the knowledge of everything that every rabbit hole you've been down. You got all that at your back. You got all that in your hip pocket. But you just keep it stupidly simple. $15 million root canals on average in America every year. Root canals primarily caused by tooth decay. Tooth decay primarily caused by oral plaques and bacteria. Oh, how do we prevent that? Oh, with cannabis formulation oral rinse. You prevent the tooth decay, you prevent the gum tissue loss, you prevent the bone loss. Hey, somebody popped in the chat. Matt. Hey, Matt. Much love, brother. Good to see you here. So, what do you think, Matt? I don't know how much of this you heard, but I'm proposing it doesn't matter what you've studied, what rabbit hole you've been down. And these truthers and freedom fighters just come together for oral health because plaque causes harm. Let's prevent the harm for everyone. What's that going to do? Oh my goodness. Gee, now we got to rethink things. Oh, we can't be putting people in handcuffs and calling them into these administrative courts and destroying their lives and jailing them and imprisoning them anymore for cannabis. Why? Because cannabis is essential for human health. It's for their safety, to prevent the calcified plaques that are so harmful to your teeth and gums and bone that ultimately affect the rest of your body with that poor oral health. How simple is it? That's a kiss. That's a constitutional kiss. Let's keep it stupidly simple. Even the stupid can get it. Right, unite and fight, but around this. Just this one thing. Science says it's impossible. No, it's not. Here's your proof. Why are people in prison? Why are people in court? Why are people going to the dentist? Why are people so sick? Their poor oral health. It's harmful. Stop it. It's just that simple. You don't need to learn quantum grammar. You don't need to learn the Constitution. You don't need to learn acts, statutes, codes, rules, and regulations. You don't need to learn history other than the fact that science cannot rejuvenate gum tissue. And the National Institute of Health in 2016 funded $1,800 million to rejuvenate gum tissue and failed. And about the time they were running out of money is coincidentally the time the patent office examiner on my case attacks my case, contacts my patent attorney so they can get together and figure out how to run me down the rails, which they did. So it's that simple. It is that simple. Look at all the protest and everything to get cannabis legal, medical and recreational. And look how bastardized it is. Seed to sale tracking you. Indoor grown with chemicals, people getting allergic reactions to cannabis. People never used to get allergic reactions to cannabis, at least from my experience. Anyways, I think it's something to consider, people, because it's just that simple. All right. I don't want to be long-winded. Matt, thanks for stopping in. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Own your authority. Bye for now.